Day 40 of retirement. That's right. Well, a lot to talk about. First, I want to address the elephant in the room, and that's the attack on Trump. I don't know if it was, I'm hearing it was with the BB gun. I'm hearing that perhaps it was an attempt at an assassination. I don't really know what it was, but I tell you, it definitely gets me not in a good mood. And I just don't even want to deal with it. I'm not even looking at the news or listening to anything about it right now. Now, that already started a bad day for me because at about 2:30 in the morning or so, I got a text from my brother that down in San Diego, he was in his house, he was in bed with his wife, and his two teenage daughters were there in their bedrooms, and all of a sudden they heard someone trying to kick the front door in. And so it was two guys outside in the night, two black guys. I don't know if they were young or what age they were, but then his wife yelled, "I'm gonna call the cops," and they left. So the police showed up, and the thing that's really surprising is there were 4 cars in their driveway. It's not like there wasn't anybody there. So I have to wonder if they were that bold. Either this was a plan by some drunken guys and that's just the house they chose, or they had superior weaponry, and with that they felt a confidence that it wouldn't matter if the family heard them kicking the door in. Well, they did call the cops. The cops showed up. My brother did get his door frame replaced because they'd splintered it, and he got a security door put on. But crime in America, as I've mentioned before, is very much out of control. And when it comes to crime in California, it is very, very bad, especially lately, when they took so many different crimes that used to be felonies and turned them into misdemeanors. And so those things have just made this a difficult day, dealing with that, the national news, and then the news with my brother and his family, and I'm really glad that everything with them is okay. Now I want to go on to positive news. Well, I did take Snoopy in, and it turns out his growth was not some sort of cancer. It was some sort of cyst or something that was going on. And so they were able to take a look at it because it had popped yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that, and a lot of blood and gunk was coming out. And I was able to get him in today, and they took a look at it. They cleaned it up a bit. They just said that it looked like it might have been some kind of bite. And so I did tell them that I had a possum that visited our yard every night, but I'm always trying to keep my dogs away from it and let the possum have his or her time, and then my dogs can stay inside during that. So Snoopy got put on antibiotics. I don't believe possums can carry rabies. It wouldn't matter anyway. All my dogs are up to date on their vaccines. I think possums' body temperature is too low to harbor rabies virus. Anyway, they are a protected species in California. They're indigenous to this area, so just like I believe it's the California oak tree, you cannot cut it down. If one grows in your yard, you are not allowed to do anything about possum except maybe have them move to another area. There is a chance that it was a foxtail though that got, that's a little sticker that got into and created a wound. And so they used some device to look around in there inside where the hole was, and they didn't see that though. So now he's in one of those cones. He's on antibiotics for 2 weeks, and if it doesn't clear up, then he'll go back in, and they'll have to open it, wound up more, and clean that out better. But I'm thinking he's going to be okay. So that's good news. It's good to know about that. Now, I will be reading another journal entry from 48 years ago by popular demand. Now, the day I'm going to be reading is, I don't know if it's the same day as I was reading yesterday or the next day. The date was never quite clear to me when I wrote this next one. All I know is it dates back to the very beginning in 1976. Now, another thing that made this day a doozy, a personal thing, was it looks like I finally got my printer connected to the internet and my Chromebook to be, I can use it, and perhaps even my phone so I can print from it. That's a big deal to me because a lot of that stuff is so complicated and I get so frustrated working with technology. And so my brother, who used to work in a computer lab, was able to help me a bit, and then some of the steps I had physically printed out that came with the printer to follow, and some of it I had to look at YouTube for a few videos and whatnot, and then just follow along what it also said on the printer. That was a big deal to me. One of the big things I wanted to get up and running now that I'm retired is getting that printer out of the box I got for Christmas, getting it set up and getting it running. That is a huge accomplishment for me because those are the kinds of things that have always been my pet peeves that I just avoid. I don't want to deal with it. Anything that's difficult like that. Let's see, what else here? Oh, I have a painting class coming up in 5 days. And that's with Momo. He's the guy who helped us do some painting about a month ago at the senior center. And I don't know if my friend Yvonne from work who retired is going to be there or not, but I'm going and I'm excited for that to come around. I continue to paint my shed, and so right now I'm just kind of doing some mountain scenes on there and painting. A lot of the paint I had on there was a white paint, and so I'm just basically painting over the things I wrote on there, except for one or two things that I painted, and just using my creativity and seeing what I come up with. I'm not the best painter, that's for sure, I know that, but I did take my painting back out that I did last month, if you see over here, and then also I have Surfer Magazine out there. I did learn how to surf. I had a lesson or two in Hawaii a few times. The thing is I was always intimidated by the idea of the sharks, and plus I didn't find surfing that thrilling, but I love to look at the pictures. I love to read about surfing. So it's very enjoyable to me as a sport, but it's not something that I am a participant in. Now, I've been on a few boogie boards, of course, but usually I just do like the easy body surfing, and I'm not very brave at that anyway. Here's another picture that this time Rich snapped this. This was also in South Dakota. This is what's called Devil's Tower here. It also has a native name. I don't remember, but all I know is they say that a great bear in the past stood against this mountain and tried to claw his way up or something, and that's why it has that look, the look of the rock. Now, there is no way to get up there, but some people have taken helicopters up there, and I guess it's like a half square mile or a mile up there, and there's vegetation and whatnot. So you can visit, but for a fee. There's not really much you're going to do when you're up there, but I'm sure it gives you lovely views of everything around. So now I will close with reading another part of the journal when I was in Missouri and along at the creek at my grandma and grandpa's house. And with this, I'm going to step away from the camera because I don't really want the focus to be on me reading. I just want the focus to be on me at that time period and also the experiences of everything that was happening there. So let me just hop up, but you'll hear my voice and we'll listen to my next entry from 1976 from my very first journal. All right, so the date, as I said, is not clear on here. It's either July 12th, same day, or July 13th, next day, 1976. I talk a little bit about when my grandpa was born, and I'll continue from there. In Missouri, they have a store called DG's. Missouri is 2,000 miles away from my house. I have a friend named Joey. Me and him went to Campland at the same time. Campland's in San Diego. The dates of my quarters and pennies that I have: 1966, 1965, 72, 66, 74, 63, 75. Tonight we're having spaghetti meat. I don't like it with meat. Odd supper for grandmas. I met a new friend named Bobby. When I met him, he was 8, and and I met him in the Missouri Creek. Right now I'm playing the piano. Now I'm done. I'm going to look at pictures and copy them down. It's raining right now and thunder around. I'm going to eat supper. I only saw the whole sky light up a couple of times because there were too many clouds. And then I recorded some more talking between some of my siblings and my mom. Can I have some, Mom? Wait, okay. And then you hear Grandma. Norm, there's more hamburger over there. And my mom said, no, I'll eat bread. Your throat hurting you right now? No. Zebra Z, Garrett came in. He wants to play with your toy gun. I can shoot far with this gun. Shoot me, try to hit him. Supposed to aim at me. I know. Aim it, Garrett. Just miss me. I have a good toy gun. I'll just stand here. Get yours. It's mine right now. Mom, did you get your check yet? And then my mom said, yes, $400. Dang, Garrett. Garrett, no. Strike now. You pull a fastball. Yes, darn, there it is. Hey, Mom. Darn, lost mine. Better not. Think he was my favorite brother? Hey, that's Stewart's not. Hey, I'll pitch. Want to have a draw? You shoot next. Time to get out of here. Got it. Let me try it one more time. Okay, Douglas, let's go. I'm the next batter. Nuh-uh. Okay, you got to pitch next. Oh, she's gone. Strike. Here's what happens when you're mad at someone. Got hold of it. Rip that baby. Try to put this one right down. Okay, and it just cuts off. Oh, down the middle. I haven't read this in years, so I read this haltingly because I'm having an experience reading it along with you. So it's a continuation of my brothers talking, and they're playing some games. It sounds like a couple of them are playing some kind of baseball, and then others are playing with, I think the toy guns they were talking about shot out these little plastic frisbee things that would kind of float in the air. I'm going to put 3 at a time. Garrett, strike. Don't. Garrett, gone. One more bullet. Hold it. Right now I'm in bed writing things. And then, okay, I do go on to the next day. Here we go. Today is July 13th, Bicentennial. I guess I meant 1976. This year's the 200th anniversary for America. That's why I write July 13th, Bicentennial. Okay, I think I'll stop there, and we could focus a little bit on my girl dog over here resting. Huh, Miss Shirley? And then maybe I'll read some more of this tomorrow. I didn't realize it went on for so long. I know it's a bit chaotic, but it is so fun to read back on. Okay, you guys, have a good night. And this is the close of day 40 of retirement.